Hello, we are going to dive into an SRV record lookup extension that I am developing for Google Chrome. This extension essentially is capable of getting a JSON request sent. It pulls out the answer right here, and then typically always in the zero, then we can see data, which here you can see like weight and priority, and then we have the port. And in this case, you can see further down below in the notes, I did easily grab out the data, and then I was able to split it by spaces, as that's how it appears split. And then we can see that I was able to find that the second, the number two, including zero, is what the port is, right? So essentially, how this extension is going to work as soon as I get it fully set up properly is we would then forward this website load to itself, but using port 7331. And ideally, I would like to get this to happen prior to any loading at all happening. So it would be nice to have this all done kind of like, I guess, at the header level to where this stuff just starts happening. Now, I'm not honestly that great with developing Chrome extensions because this is my very first one I am working on, which I know is quite a bit more difficult than a Hello World. I skipped that, which maybe I should not have, but effectively this is what I have here. We have the background scripts set here, and then the content scripts to execute on any HTTP or HTTPS. I set just some random permissions I found around on Stack Overflow. And then for my background file, I have it set on before request. I think there's like on before send or stuff like that where it gets more involved with headers. And before any TCP connect even occurs, I would really like to do it there, like at that level, at that stage. I just don't know, honestly, how to execute it that way. I tried a few different things and was like, WTF, this is terrible, and I just could not figure it out. So then we got to this, which, ignore this crap, this is just like a skeleton asynchronous function in JavaScript, so that way we can call this via fetch, which is going to give us a JSON response, and then I logged the JSON response, which we already saw, and then I pulled the zero out, the answer zero out, and got the data. And then you can see that I took that data and then I am splitting it by a space character, so that way I get an object, or maybe I should say an array, which gives me the choice to select the second one. And when I select the second one, that happens to be the port. And from there, I alert on, no, I don't. This stuff could be removed, I guess, or taken out. But anyway, you can see that I logged the port. So that's what we wanted. That's all that we really needed. Ideally, what we would do then is just forward or redirect this request to 7331 and route it that way. It would be good to go. Now, this, of course, will show on the front end. Ideally, when the web the web browser developers create or add this in, it should not show the port, in my opinion, which would be cool because it would also provide another layer. I guess the right word would be obscurity. And so that way, to see what port something is running on, like 443, we would come in here, and ideally, like for example, I could click this and I could go through the headers and we could see the remote address, and in here we would see like 7331, right? So that makes sense to show the remote address in here, but for the user, this could be gone. It would just load HTTPS over 7331. So that's how the SRV record should work for HTTPS. I don't know why they don't have that support. It would certainly make sense to me for them to add that support, so that way we can have, you know, I guess like HTTPS SRV records, because that sounds cool.